Hello everyone, ARG back with some more Franchise Hockey Manager 8, and today, in the world of 1992 alternate historic reality, we are going to continue the off-season and then get into the preseason and then more than likely play the month of October. I have a smallish trade in the works. I don't know that it's gonna go through. I'm kind of banging that my friend JT Dutch was right about this version of the game sometimes accepting trades where it says that it's a well-balanced offer. So we'll see. It stemmed from a I've shopped Leonids trying to bang on his somewhat inaccurate potential, and now sad thing is I was offered straight up Sami Kapanen for him, but I can't go for him because he has the wrong initials. Otherwise I would have totally made that trade. So the Islanders offered me Alex Selivanov, and I thought about it and I tried to make the trade a little bit bigger by trying to also get Rob DiMaio out of them to try to get a little bit more depth up front, but we'll see if it goes through. I don't think it will, to be honest. So that's what we have brewing right now. So let's get going. Obviously, we have no injuries, no standings, nothing else to, talk about, so... I should put Leonids on the trading block just in case. That I did not do. There you go. Oh, Dave Manson trade may happen. Dave Manson in Chicago, of course, he's on the block. We saw that last time out, so that's a thing. Yeah, that's what I thought. The Islanders do not want my trade offer. So do I just... No. I think I'm gonna see if I get a better offer for Leonids than Alex Selivanov. Thing is with Selivanov is that he's not ready to play right now, and I'm hurting for bodies to play up front mostly. Because I was also offered Greg DeVries by the Devils for Leonids, and I have enough of those type of defensemen, so... Yeah, Glenn Anderson is on the block. We already know that. Yeah, I think I'm also going to put Mike Gardner on the trading block. I know. I also tried to shop him, couldn't get anything that I was willing to pull the trigger on, or I couldn't because players had the wrong initials. Alright, not a whole lot going on here in July of 1992. Yes, Mike Gardner is on the trade block. I know, I've put him there. Pittsburgh, San Jose, and Tampa Bay. Right, July is almost over. Oh, one thing that I forgot to talk about too. So at the end of the last stream, I realized that I forgot to sign a new coach, and I did not want to be the coach. So, surprisingly, coaching duties in this game is not something that I find very enjoyable at all. I think it's too much combined with the GM mode. So, those of you who also watch my Out of the Park baseball, where I play only, as a manager, you might be thinking, well, you do it over there, why not over here? It's just too much day to day. Now, if they add a mode where I can play as the coach only, I'm probably gonna try that. But as it stands, I tried it last year with my Tampa Bay run, and it's just annoying. It's not for me. So I hired a coach. All that to say, I ended up hiring a coach. It was really slim pickings with the initials limitation and everything. So I got some dude that I've never heard of, so he must not be real. Alistair Hamilton is our new head coach. Was born in Baltimore. So that's pretty much the best that I could do. And his lack of discipline is kind of worrying me a little bit. We'll see. All right. So let's get into August now, shall we? Right, so the jerseys that sold the most in LA for July: Wayne Gretzky, Luc Robitaille, Mike Gartner, Arthur Serbe, and Ray Shepard. And in the NHL, Gretzky was 6th, Luc Robitaille was 13th, and Mike Gartner was 16th. And Shane Corson has been put on the trading block by Montreal, probably fought in a bar or something. And then Pat Burns probably said that he can eat shit, which is a quote, an actual quote. I'm not saying that to be funny. Oh, the Hall of Fame induction. So let's see here. Who gets in the Hall this year? Bill Barber gets in. Dan Bouchard gets in. Wilf Payment gets in. And Andy Badgate. Well, there you go. There you have it. And then we have the 4 news for that, so we're gonna just delete that. Alright, the new players. There you go. Brian Propp is on the block in Philadelphia. He also was offered to me for, I think, Mike Gartner. Obviously, I didn't do that. Oh, there's been a trade between Pittsburgh and San Jose. Dean Kennedy goes to the Sharks for Carey Wilson. I think it's a pretty even trade. Not a huge blockbuster trade, that's for sure. Rob Ramage is on the block in Calgary. Not getting any offers for my players. Oh. So Perez Svoboda has been put on the block by Montreal. So Shane Corson and Svoboda on the block. And then there's been a trade between the Blues and the Leafs. Tony McKinney and Tom Tilley go to Toronto for Tom Chorsky and Carl Shadreen. Yeah, I think that the Blues might have had a little bit of the edge there. Tom Chorsky's probably a better player than Tony McKinney. Oh, now there's been a trade between San Jose and Washington. So the Sharks are trying to shore up their lineup before the start of the season. So JJ Denyo goes to Washington along with a third-round draft pick for Kelly Miller and a seventh-round draft pick. All right. I think it kind of evens out, mostly because of the draft picks there. I think that Kelly Miller is a better player overall than Daigneault, but obviously a third-round draft pick is a lot better than a seventh-round draft pick. So I think that it kind of cancels each other out. So I would say it's a pretty even trade. Now offer me the moon for my players. Come on, I'm ready. Alright, so Randy Carlyle has been put on the block by the Jets. He's a 36 years old defenseman, kind of a rough and tough type of defenseman. Alright, so the scouting for August, don't really care. Alright. In August, our best selling jerseys were Gretzky, Robitaille, Gartner, Irby, and Shepard. And in the league, Gretzky was 5th, Robitaille 11th, and Mike Gartner 15th. Hey, Jerome Allet, what's up? You missed the... Well, it was a little early, I suppose, for you, but yeah, I did some out-of-the-park baseball yesterday, and I got swept in San Francisco. There is 2D. It's mostly like little squares, but there is a 2D that represents the action. Ah, there you go. Okay, so I'm in 1992, 1993. Alright, so here's what's going on. There's been kind of a bug in the game, I guess. So what we see here, that's when the Iron Curtain was lifted and all of those Russian players came in the league. So as we saw, they signed a whole bunch of Russian players, signing everywhere. So, however, I've been able to sign Russian players to play for me for the last 2 years. So yeah. All right. So I got away with cheating, I guess, but I didn't really realize. So there we go. Looks like Fyodorov is gonna be playing in Buffalo. Thank God he's not gonna be in my conference. Yeah, the pocket injury has definitely hurt us a little bit. We're on a 4-game losing streak right now. I won the first 2 games in LA against the Dodgers. Then I got swept in San Francisco. So, especially in San Francisco, I didn't get a whole lot of offense. So definitely getting Kirby Puckett would have helped for sure, I'm sure. Alright, so let's go ahead and see what's going on here. So Sergei Nemchinov signed with the Jets. Sergei Makarov is going to be playing with the with the Leafs. Dmitry Mironov signed with Vancouver. Flyers signed Joey Juneau to a 1-year deal. Vladimir Konstantinov signed in Hartford. Valery Zilipukin is in Washington. Peter Bondra signed with the Bruins. Pavel Bure is going to be with the Blues. That's going to be the Blues. They weren't very good. And then Fyodorov signed with Buffalo. That's like a top center right there. No, Messier is still with the Oilers in my universe. I started this in 87, 88, or 88, 89, one of the two. So that trade or that acquisition hasn't happened just yet. Right, not much going on here. Will Ron Duguay be traded? That'd be great if somebody would want him. I wouldn't oppose to that. Alright, so in 2 weeks we start preseason. Alright, so all of those Russian players are going to change the face of the league a little bit. That's kind of neat. Oh yeah, that's through the first year that Tampa Bay entered the league. They were considered to be in the West. Yes, there's a trading block, and I have some players on it. I also routinely check what's out there, but there's not really a whole lot that I can afford right now. I do have a trade proposal from Pittsburgh. They're offering me Dan Frawley for Ken Gernander. I'm gonna say no, thank you. I have no interest in this. Kevin Lowe has been put on the block by the Oilers. Alright, we are advancing 8 days until preseason. $5 days. And nobody wants Mike Gartner, apparently. John Shabbat has been put on the block. Don't care. Alright, so now we're gonna go ahead and recall everybody. I wish there was a way that I could do it faster. So yeah, there's a trade block, and whenever you put a player on the trade block, that's what, like if you look at Ken Gernander here, there's a TB in parentheses. That's what it means. That means that I have that player on the block right now. And it's the same for the AI. So if I go and look at the lineup of a different team, players that have TB next to their name are available. There's also a page where all of the players that are on the block are all bunched up together. All right, so everybody's in the NHL right now for the preseason. So we have a new coach, so I don't know how that's going to... Oh, Gusarov is out of shape. How dare you come to a training camp in bad shape? I'm counting on you, so I'm going to criticize you internally. All right. Oh God, it used to be taken care of automatically. What happened? All right, so Per Gustafsson, number 27. There you go. Darren Rumble would like number. Oh shoot. Oh, okay. Gerald Deduck doesn't care that I gave his number. There you go. I don't care if Gunera gets upset. Oh, yeah, he's really upset, huh? There you go. Get number 62. That's the number we give to randos. All right. All right, so let's play this preseason. Winnipeg is going to be in town for the first game of preseason. Let's take a look at them. Teams change over the course of... Oh, they have a little bit more players than they usually carry. Of course, there's probably no injuries. No, but there's a suspension that's still lingering from last season, so Teppo Numanen's not going to be playing. Cujo in net, Mike Richter, that's a really solid combo there. 2 number 1 goaltenders. Martin Brochu as well. Dave Ellett, Brian Marchment, Nordmark, Carlisle, Dallas, Numanen, Olason, Laurie Boschman, Brickley, Duncan, Inachak, Shannon, Akanson, Delaware, Chuck Pivanka, Steen, Wilson, Niemchinov, Elenok, Yarvenpa, Kumpel, McBain, and Rogers. Let's get this thing going. All right. Curtis Joseph is going to be in net for the Jets. Arthur Irby in net for the Kings. Go Kings! And we lose 3-0. We were outshot 33-23 in that one. Delaware Chuck was the first star of the game. He had 2 goals and an assist. Pat Elenok, the second star, with a goal and an assist. And Inachak was the third star with 2 assists. Not a whole lot to talk about. Right, so we didn't score, obviously. There was some fighting in the third period. Randy Ladouceur and Brian Marchment, and then Gord Deneen with Darren Shannon, and then Gerald Deduck with Miroslav Inachak. All right, so not a great start here for our... Not a great start for our preseason. We're now going to be in St. Louis to play against the Blues. Let's take a look at them. So, of course, the Blues signed Pavel Bure, so that's definitely a great player to have. They have Greg Paslowski, that's hurt. Looks like he got hurt in their first preseason game. So, Alan Besser and D'Alessio in net. Oh, that's not great. They lost Greg Millen to retirement. Brian Benning, Robert Dirk, Gaston Gingras, Darian Hatcher, Charles Worth, Gordy Roberts, Alain Cote on D. That's also not great. Oof. They're pretty good up front, though. So Gino Cavallini, Dimitri Ristich, Brad Lauer, Dave Laurie, Sergio Momesso, Tom Chorsky, Romanov, Brennan Moore, Ballard, Running, Sundin, Al, Vasky, Pavelbury, and Gerard. So a lot better up front, but in net and on D, the Blues are not all that great. Now, of course, we're going to be playing a whole bunch of not so great players. So we might lose this. Arthur CRB is going to be back in net for us. Alan Bester is in net for St. Louis. Go Kings! We lost 4-3 in overtime. Alright, well, we played a lot of rookies and half-star players in that one, so the fact that we even took it to overtime is probably a good indication. Oh dear God, we got outshot 55-17 in that one. The joys of preseason. First star of the game was Gino Cavallini. He had a goal and an assist. Wayne Gretzky was the second star with 2 goals, and Anne Cote was the third star with 2 assists. Wayne Gretzky opened up the scoring in the first period, short-handed from Gary Valk and Adam Burt. Then Wayne Gretzky scored again, short-handed yet again from Gary Valk and Robert Zvela. And then the Blues scored. It was 2-1 Kings after 1. There was a fight between Brian Benning and Jeff Smith. And in the second period, nobody scored. In the third, we took a 3-1 lead. Ken Gernander scored from Alex Hicks and Sebastian Gonera. 3-1 Kings at that point, but the Blues scored twice to tie the game. There was also a fight between Anne Cote and Adam Burt. And then in overtime, Brett Hull, who else, played the hero with a goal that gave the Blues a win, but it is only preseason, so who cares? Jeff Smith is hurt. Now that I do care about. He's out for 2 weeks. Alright, so since it's still preseason, we're not going to put him on the injured reserve because it's only 2 weeks. So he might be fine for the start of the season. I don't know if I'm keeping him on the lineup or not. We'll find that out at that time. Alexander Leonids improves at right wing, and Andreas Loth improves at right defense. Oh. He's a forward. He's the one that filled in for Jeff Smith when he got hurt, I guess. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and advance. Great night for Peter Nedved. Oh yeah, that's true. Peter Nedved is with Buffalo here, so Peter Nedved had a hat-trick against the Suns. And good night for Jeremy Roenick. He had 3 goals and an assist against Toronto. Alright. Okay, maybe I'm gonna put him on the injured reserve. There you go. Alright, we're now playing in Pittsburgh. It's gonna be probably tough because we're not gonna be playing our best lineup. And they will. Yeah, they have only 23 players. Alright, so Pittsburgh is still a really good team. They have Don Beaupre and Jarmo Millis in net, Paul Coffey, Charlie Oddy, Richard Schmelik, Zardy Zalapski, Lubomir Sekirach, Doug Bodger, Rick Lanz, and Mike Layler on D. Up front, they have Randy Kennyworth, Troy Loney, Kevin Stevens, Patrick Poulin, John Cullen, Dave Annan, Mario Lemieux, Dan Quinn, Sean Van Allen, Phil Bourque, Johnston, Mark Recchi, and Carey Wilson that they just acquired in a trade with the Sharks. Okay. Yeah, it's going to be a tough game without our best lineup. Hey, that's not too bad. Okay, we have a shot, maybe. We're going to go with Dwayne Rolassen in net for this one. So Rolassen in net for the Kings. Jarmo Millis in net for Pittsburgh. Go Kings! Oh, we won 7-3. Look at us. We outshot Pittsburgh 39-34. Gary Galley was the first star of the game. He had 3 goals and 2 assists. Luc Robitaille was the second star with a goal and 3 assists. And Wayne Gretzky was the third star with a goal and 2 assists. Pittsburgh scored first in the first period, then Gary Galley scored from Luc Robitaille and Mike Gartner, then Ray Shepard from Wayne Gretzky and Luc Robitaille, and then Pittsburgh scored. It was tied at 2 after 1. It was a fight between Randy Cunneyworth and Wayne Gretzky. Oh, Gretzky got into a fight. That's like his third one that we've seen since I started this. A little bit more feisty than in real life. I think in real life he only had 2 fights in his career. Gary Galley scored in the second period from Mike Ridley and Robert Cron, whom I acquired as a free agent. And then Luc Robitaille scored on the power play from Gary Galley and Mike Gartner. 4-2 Kings after 2. And in the third period, the Penguins came to within 1. They scored. It was 4-3. Then we scored 3 unanswered goals. Gary Galley from Luc Robitaille and Wayne Gretzky. That was his hat-trick goal. Robert Reichel from Gary Galley and Mike Gartner. And then Wayne Gretzky from Ray Shepard and Brian Glenn. 7-3. The victory today. Gary Galley has a great game, as we saw 3 goals and 2 assists. There was no stopping Kevin Dineen with the Waivers. He had a hat-trick against the Suns. Brett Hull is day-to-day with an injury. Jeff Smith is already starting to feel better, and Edmonton has put Keith Acton on the block. Okay, we have a day off, and now we're going to be playing against the Minnesota North Stars. Let's take a look at their lineup. Well, we have a few injuries there. Oh, yeah. All right, so Sean Chambers is hurt. He has a fractured hand. He's going to miss 1 to 2 months. Stu Grimson is out. He has a torn labrum. He's going to be out 2 to 3 months. And Stuart Gavin is hurt. He has a sore groin. He is day-to-day. Wow, so... Alright, so in net, Minnesota has Bob Essensa and Martin Brodeur. Ooh, Martin Brodeur is a North Star in my universe. JT Dutch's favorite. Alright, that's sarcasm, by the way. Alright, so Sean Chambers, Mark Hardy, Jim Johnson, Jacobson, Gates, Romanov, and Manta on D for Minnesota. Up front, they have Brian Bellows, Pat Conacher, De Palma, Liba, Warren Reichel, Grimson, Millar, Ruzinski, Zavisha, Chevalier, Neil Broughton, Dave Gagne, Ken Hodge, Levite, McKay, Zino Cicerelli, Gavin, LeBlanc, and Stoyanov. All right. Martin Brodeur is going to be in net for Minnesota. We're going back to Arts Bay. Go Kings! And we won 4-3. We were outshot 47 to 34 in that one. Robert Reichel was the first star of the game. He had 2 assists. Brian Bellows was the second star with 2 goals. And Wayne Gretzky was the third star with a goal and an assist. Alright, so Minnesota scored first in the first period, then Gary Galley tied the game from Wayne Gretzky and Ray Shepard. And we're still at the Forum in Inglewood, by the way, tied at 1 after 1. Couple fights in the first period, Randy Ladouceur and Warren Reichel, and then Gerald Deduck and Brad Zavisha. Nobody scored in the second period, but we did have some good old-fashioned face punching. Gerald Deduck and Tommy Jacobson fought. Then in the third period, we went back to playing hockey mostly. Minnesota scored 3 unanswered goals. It was 3-2 at that point for Minnesota. No, sorry. Got that wrong. Minnesota scored, took a 2-1 lead. Then Alexander McGillney scored for us from Robert Reichel, and Robert Cron tied the game at 2. Then Minnesota scored, made it 3-2 Minnesota, and then we scored twice. Gretzky on the power play from Scott Arniel and Gary Galley, and then Luc Robitaille from Andrew Castles and Robert Reichel. It was a 4-3 Kings victory. And now we're going to be playing against the Chicago Blackhawks, who are trying to actively move Dave Manson. Yeah, he's still on the block. Alright, so there's an injury. Ken Belanger is hurt and he's on a tryout, and he has a partially torn UCL and he's out indefinitely. Yeah, you're probably not getting a contract, buddy. Right, so Ed Belfour in net and Wendell Young, Dave Manson, Doug Wilson, Adam Foote, Rick Natras, Bradshaw, and Trent Tiani on D. That's actually not a bad D. Maybe not the best D ever, but that's not too terrible for sure. Up front, we see Dirk Graham, Mike Hudson, Steve Thomas, Owl, Ken Belanger, Mike Eagles, Troy Murray, Jeremy Roenick, Denis Savard, Igor Korolev, Savoya, Chris Jensen, Larmer, Noonan, Presley, Hunter, and Rick Vive is making a comeback after being away for a while. He's now a 2.5-star player. He looked like he was done. So is that following like his real life? Yeah, so he had 2 years where... No, one, not even then. No, I don't know what happened, but he's back in good shape, Rick Vive is. Alright, so playing Chicago at home. Wendell Young is going to be in net for Chicago. Dwayne Roloson is in net for me. Go Kings. Ooh, we lost 6-2. It is still preseason, that's okay. We got outshot 43-34. Denis Savard was the first star of the game. He had 2 goals and an assist. Rick Vive was the second star with 2 goals. And Doug Wilson, third star with 2 assists. Alright, so Chicago scored first in the first period. Then Mike Gartner scored on the power play from Gary Galley, tied at 1 after 1. Joe Deduck, fought against Dave Manson. That was very courageous of him. Then in the second period, Chicago scored. It was 2-1 Chicago. After 2, there was another fight between Adam Burt and Dirk Graham. Then in the third period, Chicago scored twice to make it 4-1. Then Robert Cron scored from Gary Galley and Scott Arneal. It was 4-2, but Chicago scored 2 more goals, and we lost 6-2. And there was a fight between Randy Ladouceur and Jeremy Roenick in the third period. Memorable night for Phil Housley in Buffalo. He had 3 goals against the Washington Capitals. Okay, now that shows how many tickets we've sold. Alright, so we have 2 preseason games left here. So right now we're going to be playing against eternal rivals in the playoffs, Edmonton Oilers. So let's see what they have. No injuries there, no injuries here. Alright, so in net it's still Grant Fuhr and Bill Ranford. They also have Steve Passmore and Marc Lamotte. On D, they have Kevin Lowe, Craig Muni, Yves Rassin, Jeff Sharples, Mark Watton, Widmer, Chris Joseph, Gordon Murphy, Steve Smith, and Yerofeyev. Up front, they have Biggs, Jelena Simpson, Tikkanen, Smith Acton, Michael Wayne, Mark Messier, McTavish, Harry York, Barry, Glenn Anderson, Dobbin, Curry, Kovalenko, Robinson, Meloche, and Dennis Bonvie. Arthur Serbe is going to be in net for us. Bill Ranford in net for Edmonton. Go Kings! And we won 4-2. We outshot Edmonton 28-25 in that one. Luc Robitaille was the first star of the game. He had 2 assists. Brian Dobbin was the second star with a goal. And Wayne Gretzky was the third star with a goal and an assist. Alright, so Wayne Gretzky opened up the scoring in the first. That was his 5th of the preseason from Robert Zvela and Luc Robitaille. It was 1-0 for us after 1. Mark Messier and Gordon Doneen got into a fight as well. Then in the second period, Edmonton tied the game, and then we scored twice. Mike Gartner on the power play unassisted, and then Gary Galley on the power play. That was his 5th from Luc Robitaille and Wayne Gretzky. It was 3-1 Kings after 2. Then in the third period, Edmonton came to within one, but then Andrew Castle scored from Scott Arniel and Gary Galley. 4-2 Kings, the final score. Uh-oh. Wayne Gretzky got hurt. That's not good. Hopefully it's only day-to-day. Yeah, it's only day-to-day. Okay. Woo. Woo. Alright, so he has a thumb contusion. Okay, I'm not too worried about that. Excellent passing leads to productive night for Theo Fleury. He had 4 assists against the Leafs. Johnny Wendyke has a great game. In that same game, he had 3 goals and an assist. Top selling jerseys for September for the Kings: Wayne Gretzky, Luc Robitaille, Mike Gartner, Arthur Searby, and Ray Shepherd. And in the NHL, Gretzky was 8th, Robitaille 13th, and Mike Gartner 20th. Alright, and now we are going to be playing the last preseason game. Last preseason game against the Islanders. So let's see here what they have. Right, so Steve Conroy is suspended for 5 more games. Alright, so in net, the Islanders have Kelly Rudy and Jeff Hackett. On D, they have Bruce Cassidy, Steve Conroy, Jeff Norton, Rich Pilon, Scott Lachance, Roman Amerlik, Sean Gagnon. I think it's Sean Gagnon. Yeah. Bob Beers, Evans, and Stanton. Up front, they have Greg Gilbert, John Leclerc, Mikko Makela, Bremberg, Elminen, Lafontaine, Sutter, Trotcher, Flatley, Kerr, Kudelski, Fitzgerald, Lettinen, Junker, Massa, and Kerr. Right, last preseason game. Let's see what happens here. Jeff Hackett in net for the Islanders, and Dwayne Roloson in net for the Kings. Go Kings! And we lost 7-5. My Go Kings don't have the same impact as they used to have. Right, we were outshot 47-28 in that one. Brian Trottier was the first star of the game. He had 3 assists. Andrew Castles was the second star with 2 goals and 2 assists. And Mikko Makela was the third star with 2 goals and an assist. Right, so McGillney opened up the scoring in the first from Robert Reichel and Brian Glynn. It was 1-0 Kings, and then the Islanders tied the game. It was tied at 1, and then we scored 3 goals. Ray Shepherd from Andrew Castles and Randy Wood, then Andrew Castles from Ray Shepherd and Randy Wood, and then Andrew Castles again on the power play from Luc Robitaille and Mike Gartner. It was 4-1 Kings after 1. Looked pretty good. Then we took a 5-1 lead with a power play goal by Ray Shepherd from Mike Gartner and Andrew Castles. However, the Islanders would score 4 goals until the end of the period to tie it at 5 after 2. There was also a fight between Gordon Dineen and Sean Evans, and then another one between Gerald Deduck and Paul Stanton. Then in the third period, the Islanders scored twice, and they ran away with the win. Memorable night for Mike Later. He had a hat-trick against the Canucks. And Steve Larmer had 3 goals and an assist against the Blues. Alright, so our preseason is done, so now is the time to be making decisions about our lineup. So I'm going to do it the same way I always do it. Right, so the computer seems to be wanting to play Dwayne Roloson over François Gravel. Gravel is a little bit better, so sorry Rolly, but you're going back in the minors along with this dude, along with Jamie Ram. Right, now we're going to look at the D. Now I have to remember I have Jeff Smith that's on the injured reserve. Okay, you're capable of playing in the NHL. Gustafsson should develop soon, I would think. I would hope. Alright, so I'm gonna go with those 7 Ds. Not a great D by any stretch of the imagination there. It's been a problem since I started this this challenge. All right, now let's go ahead and yeah, I'm gonna try to look for a forward in the waivers draft. Still kind of short up front. Alright, so that should be 23 players. There you go. Now we're gonna go ahead and name our captains. It's very boring how I do it. I guess that works. No, let's give it to a defenseman. Let's give it to Randy Ladouceur. All right, so we are done with the preseason. Alright, Gary Lehman has been put on the block by the Leafs. Okay, on the 4th, I'm gonna... Okay. Alright, so now I have to make my protection list for the waiver draft. And again, I'm gonna try to go for a forward. Even though I don't think I'm gonna find anything, you know, too crazy in there. Let's go ahead and ask the assistant and go from there. Yeah. Gonna protect Randy Ladouceur over Darren Rumble, even though Ladouceur is a lot older. I think I'm gonna try it like that. Ken Reggett visits children at Cancer Treatment Center, so a good person. Alright, so the 1992 NHL season preview. So with the National Hockey League season about to get underway, the early Stanley Cup favorites appear to be Calgary, led by center Doug Gilmour. General manager Cliff Fletcher has built a squad that will be the team to beat this year, but they can expect challenges from Tony Esposito's Pittsburgh Penguins and Montreal, featuring defenseman Chris Chelios. Among the dark horses, Edmonton stands out as a possible challenger with a big season by Mark Messier capable of pushing them into contender status. The scoring race will likely see Los Angeles' Wayne Gretzky challenged by Mario Lemieux of Pittsburgh and Quebec's Joe Sakic. Top defenseman in the league is generally considered to be New York Rangers blue liner Brian Leetch, with Boston's Ray Bourque and Paul Coffey of Pittsburgh also in the running. And finally, among goaltenders, Montreal's Patrick Roy stands out as the league's best, while Edmonton Oilers' netminder Grant Fuhr and Mike Richter of Winnipeg can also steal games for their teams. Alright, so today is the Waivers Draft. I hope I don't lose anybody. And I'm gonna try to get a forward if I can. Alright, so the Sharks get Frank Musil off of the Lightning. The Islanders get Ken Hammond off of the Suns. Red Wings get Brian Glenn from us. Alright, so he's gone. So we got him in the Waivers Draft last year, I think. Jets get Mark Abscheid from Buffalo. The Leafs get Tim Tukey from Buffalo as well. The Canucks get Gord Deneen from us. Jeez, all of my depth is going away. Devils get Ron Duguay from us. Alright, well, Ron Duguay's gone. He wasn't really a capable player anymore. Nordiques get Jeff Fries from the Oilers. Blackhawks get Ken Priestley from the Sabres. Rangers get Paul Stanton from the Islanders. Flyers get Joey Kocur from Detroit. North Stars get Chris Terreri from the Devils. Alright. Hartford gets Jean-Marc Richard from Buffalo. Washington Capitals get Jocelyn Lemieux from the Blackhawks. Boston Bruins get David Williams from the Jets. The Blues get Keith Brown from the Capitals. St. Louis get... Oh, is it my turn? Or did I not press the button? Oh, I guess I didn't press it properly. Oh god, then we lost Darren Rumble to the Oilers. Alright, so it's our turn. I could get Al Secker. I'm sure he can't play anymore. Oh dear. Oh, he does have a 10 in Agitator. Oh, yeah. I guess I can get Al Secker. Have somebody to face punch people, rack up penalty minutes, and be pretty ineffective other than that. Alright, let's get Al Secker. Alright, Montreal got Robert Nordmark from the Jets. The Flames got Mark Kumpel from the Jets. The Sens got Anders Carlson from the Lightning. And the Lightning got Craig Billington from the Devils. Alright, so yeah, we lost a lot of depth in that draft. Alright. So I need to recall 2 defensemen. I'm getting 1 back soon. I'm getting Jeff Smith back soon. Can I get him now? I have to wait 3 more days. Alright, so let's recall half-star players, more than likely. Oh, I have a 1-star defenseman here. I have Rimshot that I can get. Then I guess Robert Zvela, probably. Yeah, let's do Robert Zvela other than that. Whew, we lost a lot of players. So I'm going to try to be active on the waiver wire whenever somebody shows up there. Oh dang, it's been an hour already. I thought I was going to do the month of October, but it took a lot longer than I thought to get to this point. Alright, let's take a look here. A lot more free agents than in years past because things have changed in the league a little bit. But still, there's not a whole lot of talent to be had. Ooh, Jeff Brown is on the block. Alright, I'm gonna need to kind of keep it together again. Looks like we're gonna be struggling with depth for this season. It doesn't really matter what I'm trying to do, I struggle with depth. Yeah, I think I'm gonna stay put for now. It's getting kind of tough because my depth is always like stretched really thin. So yeah. Ooh, that month is gonna be tough. We played at least 3 times against the Flames. It's not gonna be easy. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and save this. I think I'm gonna go ahead and stop here for today. I thought I was gonna do October, but I didn't realize that it would take me an hour to get to this point. So I'm stopping here for today. As usual, I do want to thank you for tuning in. If you're catching this on YouTube a little bit later and you like the video, please feel free to like, subscribe, share, comment, all of that good stuff. And until I roll this game again, I'll see you folks next time. Thank you.